He signs off on it. He's the one who sealed it in the first place at the behest of DOJ. And now all of a sudden he's calling it unprecedented and he's saying this never should have happened. And how could we do this? Listen to this. I've got it from foxnews.com, from the great Brooke Singman, has the report, calls it unprecedented, says the government argues that the present record justifies keeping the entire affidavit under seal. The government argues that even requiring it to redact portions of the affidavit that could not reveal agent identities or investigative sources and methods impose an undue burden on its resources and set a precedent that could be disruptive and burdensome in further cases. I do not need to question the reach of this. However, particularly given the intense public and historical interest in an unprecedented search of a former president's residence, the government has not yet shown that these administrative concerns are sufficient to justify sealing.
This is a big story because they knew. They told us they didn't know anything, but the Biden White House knew.
Yeah, not only did they know, they were pushing the investigation. They gave the permission to the National Archives to send the original boxes of documents that Donald Trump had sent back to the archives to the FBI. That launches the criminal investigation. They then give the archives the permission, Joe Biden's blessing, to waive the president's best legal defense by saying you can't claim executive privileges over this. The current president will not allow it to happen. All that occurs long before a grand jury drops a subpoena on President Trump's lawyers in May and June, and long before the raid. The Biden White House is at the ignition point of this investigation. And it's ironic because if you remember back in 2019 and 2020, it was the Biden Democrats that were complaining about efforts to start an investigation of Hunter Biden. Now they're caught doing the same thing, trying to push an investigation of their political rival, the opposition leader of the party, likely to face him in 2024.
All right, so you have this document in particular that actually proves your point. Tell us what's in the document.
Yeah, this is a letter from the acting National Archivist of America to President Trump's lawyer on around May 10th, and in it lays out the entire role of the Biden White House. The general counsel's office was involved. It authorized the release of documents to the FBI. That's what starts the criminal probe. It then authorizes telling the Trump attorneys they will not be able to use executive privilege, and also telling the FBI, you can take these records without an executive privilege fight, go use them. So they not only start the ignition point, they facilitate it by taking away one of the president's potential defenses. Alan Dershowitz, other lawyers I talked to tonight, deeply concerned by the Biden White House's involvement in this. They didn't have to be involved. The FBI could have gone to court, tried to compel this stuff. Instead, the FBI takes a shortcut, goes to the guy who might have to run against Donald Trump in 2024 and gets the records through the back door.
You know, I saw our colleague Greg Jarrett's column. They actually used Garland's words against him, that it's standard practice to use less intrusive means. And they also want to know in this filing today, did the FBI lie to the magistrate? Did they omit exculpatory information? Did the FBI lie to the magistrate? Did they omit exculpatory information?